For over 70 years, she's been known simply as Princess Anne, the Princess Royal. But in 2024, a quiet yet monumental decision by King Charles III left royal watchers stunned. A new title, an honor so steeped in history that even Anne herself never expected it. This is the story behind Princess Anne's unexpected royal title and how it reveals more about the future of the monarchy than anyone imagined. Act 1. The most hard-working royal Princess Anne, the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Born in 1950, she was never destined to be queen, but she became something perhaps even rarer. The most hard-working, respected, and no-nonsense royal Britain has ever seen. While her brothers made headlines for scandals, divorces, and drama, Anne quietly worked year after year, carrying out hundreds of engagements, often without fanfare or fuss. Princess Anne today attended her 500th official engagement this year. She's often been called the royal family's backbone, a title that fits her better than any crown could. Yet despite her decades of service, Anne's official royal status remained unchanged for most of her life, until King Charles decided it was time to honor his sister in a way no one saw coming. Act 2. A brother and a sister. To understand this new title, we need to go back not just to Anne's work ethic, but to her bond with Charles. The two grew up as opposites, Charles, sensitive and artistic, Anne, athletic and blunt. He loved poetry and philosophy. She loved horses and competition. But under the surface, they shared something deeper, a sense of duty instilled by their parents. When their mother, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away in 2022, it was Anne who traveled with her coffin from Balmoral to London, a journey that captured the world's attention. She later said, "It was an honor and a privilege to accompany her on her final journeys." That moment revealed what Charles had always known. No one in the family understood loyalty and service quite like his sister. ACT 3, the rare title that surprised everyone. In 2024, Buckingham Palace made an announcement small in words, but massive in meaning. Princess Anne had been granted an additional ceremonial title, one linked to centuries of royal military tradition. The title? Senior Grand Mistress of the Royal Victorian Order. A role directly approved by the king himself, a personal honor, not political, awarded for exceptional service to the monarch. The Royal Victorian Order was established by Queen Victoria in 1896 to reward personal service to the sovereign. It's one of the few honors that remains entirely at the discretion of the monarch, no government input, no political advice. And now Princess Anne stands at its helm, the first royal woman to hold this senior title in history. In other words, King Charles didn't just thank his sister, he elevated her to a position of royal guardianship, a protector of the crown's most personal traditions. Act 4. What the title really means. So what does this title really mean? It's not about power, it's about legacy. The Royal Victorian Order honors those who serve the monarch personally, from palace staff to private secretaries, and occasionally members of the royal family who go above and beyond. As Senior Grand Mistress, Anne will oversee ceremonial duties, investitures, and the continuation of the Order's traditions. In simple terms, she's now the guardian of royal service itself. This move quietly cements her role as Charles's most trusted ally inside the firm, especially at a time when the monarchy faces growing pressures, both from the public and from within. While Prince William prepares for the throne, and Prince Harry remains distant in California, Anne's steady presence is what keeps the monarchy's heartbeat steady. She represents the values of a generation that still believes in duty above celebrity, a philosophy Charles wants to preserve. Act 5. Public reaction and royal symbolism. The announcement sparked admiration and curiosity. Royal commentators praised the decision as fitting recognition for decades of loyalty. But others saw it as something more symbolic, a message from Charles to the public. By elevating his sister, he wasn't just rewarding her, he was reinforcing the idea that the monarchy isn't about glamour or gossip. It's about work, endurance, and faithfulness. And no one embodies that better than Princess Anne. Princess Anne has long been the royal family's secret weapon, and now she's finally being honored as such. Online, fans celebrated her new title with the same blunt humor Anne herself is known for. One viral tweet joked, She's the only royal who probably told Charles, "Don't make a fuss about it." And they're not wrong. True to her style, Anne accepted the honor quietly, no public statement, no interview, no ceremony. Just a small line in the court circular and a smile at her next engagement. Act 6. The modern monarchy's unsung hero. For a royal who once famously said she didn't believe in being decorative, this new title might seem ironic, but that's exactly what makes Anne unique. She's proof that royalty can exist without spectacle. That quiet consistency can matter more than grandeur. She's been Olympic athlete, mother, charity founder, and royal ambassador, clocking over 20,000 engagements across more than 90 countries. And yet she never demanded attention. She earned it through decades of reliability. King Charles's gesture isn't just familial affection, it's recognition of a truth the public already knows. If the royal family had a cornerstone, her name would be Princess Anne. Act 7. A family built on duty. Behind palace walls, this decision also sends a private message. Charles, battling his own health challenges, understands the monarchy's survival depends on people like Anne, those who keep calm, carry on, and get the job done. It's also a nod to their parents, to the legacy of Elizabeth and Philip, who raised their children to serve, not shine. In a time when royal headlines often focus on drama, Anne's elevation feels like a reset button, a reminder of what the crown once stood for. Act 8. The legacy of the Princess Royal. So, what's next for the Princess Royal? Don't expect her to slow down. Even at 74, Anne continues to outwork nearly every other royal. She's still visiting rural hospitals, opening agricultural shows, and flying halfway around the world for charity work. This new title doesn't change who she is. It simply acknowledges what she's always been: the monarchy's steady hand, a living link between the past and the future. And perhaps that's what makes Princess Anne so timeless. She bridges two worlds: the disciplined, duty-driven era of her parents and the modern, media-fueled monarchy of today. She's the quiet constant amid royal storms, never chasing the spotlight, yet always guiding those who do. In an age where public image often outweighs genuine service, Anne stands apart, proof that devotion doesn't need an audience. Her life is a reminder that titles come and go, but character endures. And with this latest honor from King Charles, history has finally caught up to the truth royal watchers have long known: that Princess Anne was never simply the spare daughter. She was and remains the monarchy's true anchor. Ending Princess Anne once said, "It's not just about doing the job, it's about how you do it," and that perhaps is the true meaning behind her new title. It's not about grandeur, but gratitude. Not about rank, but respect. In a world where royalty is often judged by headlines, she reminds us that quiet, steadfast service still has a place. And as King Charles continues to shape his reign, his sister stands beside him, not as an accessory to the throne, but as its strongest foundation. Final line. This was Inside Princess Anne's unexpected royal title from King Charles. If you enjoyed uncovering this royal story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because next time, we're diving even deeper into the unseen world of Britain's most private royals.